What's up, guys? It's your fitness trainer Joey here, and this is the Crossbar podcast. Let's quickly get into the results from the weekend. We already tried this once and the recording failed, so let's try and get through this a little bit well. For the English Premier League, Brighton beat West Ham 3-0 at West Ham. Definitely puts even more pressure on West Ham's coach there and keeps Brighton out of the relegation battle. Chelsea reasserted themselves in the top four after momentarily slipping up by beating top four previous to this weekend, Watford 4-2 at Stamford Bridge. Definitely helps them get back in there. Man City opened themselves up a 5-point gap at the top with a 3-0 win at home to Burnley, while Manchester United lose on the road to Huddersfield 2-1, helping out the newly promoted side and giving room at the top. Leicester City put Swansea in a little bit of a relegation battle and get themselves a little bit out with a 2-1 win at Swansea. Newcastle moving into 7th place with a 1-0 win over bottom feeders Crystal Palace. Bournemouth putting themselves 1 point out away from being out of the relegation battle with a 2-1 win on the road at Stoke City. Stoke City moving themselves into more of a relegation battle as well. Southampton and West Brom. Southampton taking a 1-0 win at home against West Brom, both of them still remaining mid-table as well. Yesterday, big results. Arsenal moved back into 5th with a 5-2 thumping at Everton. Everton firing their manager, Ronald Koeman, after this result. Definitely not the results that Everton were looking to have, especially after all the money they spent this summer. Arsenal moving back into 5th place, just behind Chelsea on 2-goal differential. Tottenham thumping Liverpool 4-1 at Wembley. Tottenham absolutely on fire, moving in and tied for Manchester United at 2nd place, simply losing out on goal differential. Liverpool dropping to 9. Interesting note here, Newcastle owner Mike Dean looking to potentially sell Newcastle. I talked about this in a recent podcast that Robert Kraft of the NFL, New England Patriots, and the New England Revolution said the idea interested him of owning a potential Premier League team. Could Mike Dean be selling it to him, or perhaps will an Asian business owner or perhaps someone out of the Middle East look to snap up Newcastle, who are currently sitting in 7th place right now? Definitely have a rebuilding there. And the thought of having a new owner come in and give Newcastle some spending money in January could definitely interest them, potentially vying for a European spot. In La Liga, we have Getafe and Levante tying. Valencia absolutely thumping Sevilla at home 4-0, moving themselves into 2nd place with 21 points. Sevilla, who were in 2nd place a mere 2 weeks ago, now dropping all the way down out of the tie to 7th place, I believe, somewhere in there. Definitely not good. Real Betis taking a 2-0 win over Alaves. Real Betis sitting pretty high in the table as well. Barcelona maintain a 4-point lead at the top with a 2-0 win over Malaga, who have yet to register a win in La Liga so far. Yesterday results: Atletico Madrid beating Celta Vigo 1-0 on the road, keeping themselves in the top 4, 1 point behind their city rivals Real Madrid, who beat Eibar at home 3-0, keeping themselves 5 points away from Barcelona and 3rd place in the league. Leganés beating Athletic Bilbao at home 1-0, keeping themselves in 6th place in La Liga. Definitely an interesting story to keep track there. And then Villarreal keeping up with Las Palmas. Currently, Real Sociedad and Espanyol look like they're about to tie. Definitely not a great result for Sociedad, who look to keep up the pace with the top part of the table. Espanyol definitely will take some points, especially on the road, keep themselves out of any potential relegation. Deportivo losing 1-0 to Girona at home. Girona looking to get out of the relegation battle. Deportivo not looking to be a part of it. Serie A results. We had on Saturday Sampdoria beating Crotone 5-0, Napoli and Inter Milan tying. Slight beneficiary to Inter Milan, although both teams still maintain their spot in at the top of the tables, being 1 and 2. Napoli in 1st, 2 points behind being Inter Milan. Chievo Verona beat Hellas Verona 3-2 in the Verona derby there. Fiorentina beat bottom feeders Benevento at Benevento. keeping themselves in 9th place. Milan tied Genoa, keeping AC Milan's struggles continuing. Roma beat Torino in Torino to help themselves keep pace with the top 4. Sassuolo beat Spal 1-0, keeping themselves going pretty solid in the table. Lazio keeping themselves going as well. 3-0 win over Cagliari, putting themselves in 4th, simply because Juventus beating Udinese 6-2 on the road puts them in 3rd as well. Both Lazio and Juventus tied on 22 points. Inter Milan sitting 1 point ahead, and Napoli sitting 3 points ahead of both of them in the table. Atalanta, who are currently in Europa League, beating Bologna 1-0. Tomorrow we have Inter Milan taking on Sampdoria. Definitely a very big title contention right there, with Sampdoria sitting in 7th place as well, just outside of any potential European spots. Wednesday, Atlanta plays Hellas Verona. Chievo hosts and AC Milan. Napoli on the road to Genoa. Definitely a must-win to keep their spot up top, especially with what Inter could potentially do, as well as Juventus hosting Spal. Spal currently 19th, which means Juventus will most likely be on 25 points. So again, huge game for Napoli there as well. Lazio on the road to Bologna. A must-win game for Lazio to keep up at the top. Roma are only 4 points behind, hosting Crotone, so definitely need a win for Lazio. Udinese going on the road after a thumping at home, taking on Sassuolo. Fiorentina hosting Torino. Cagliari hosting bottom feeders Benevento, looking for some wins there. So that's what you have to look forward in Serie A. Ligue 1. So Saint Etienne, we'll start off there, had a chance to potentially catch up and be in the top of the table, tied with Nantes. Lost at home to Montpellier. Montpellier currently in 8th place now with that win on 15 points. Saturday, we had some interesting results as well. Nantes keeping their spot in 3rd with a 2-1 win over Guingamp. Monaco keeping themselves up after a surprise loss to Lyon with a 2-0 win over Caen. Toulouse beating Angers 1-0 on the road, hosted by Angers. Rennes beating Lille 1-0 at home. Dijon beating Metz on the road, and Bordeaux dropping points at Amiens. Definitely screws up some results for them there. And then yesterday, Lyon with a 5-0 win, putting them up to 4th place right now, 3 points away from Monaco, 1 away from Nantes, with a thumping at Troyes 5-0. Marseille hosting PSG, keeping them to a 2-2 draw. A good result, I would say, for Marseille, but they still drop out of any potential Champions League spots there, currently sitting 2 points off from Nantes in 3rd and 1 point off from Lyon, but hosting the top team PSG, who dropped some points and now only have a 4-point lead at the top of the table, 10 games in. Definitely a little bit there. And then Nice definitely dropping some huge points there, currently sitting in 14th in the table, losing at home to what was once the second to last team, Strasbourg, who now take 9 points and jump themselves out of the relegation zone. So great results from France there. Then from some Bundesliga action, first up we have Schalke beating Mainz 2-0 at home. Schalke currently sitting in 5th in the table, definitely a big result for them. Mainz currently sitting 12th, are looking to kind of keep themselves out of a potential relegation battle that is starting to creep their way. On Saturday, Leipzig cemented themselves in 3rd place solidly with a 1-0 win at home over Stuttgart. Dortmund held to a 2-2 draw with Eintracht. Does not go well with Bayern winning on the road against Hamburg. Bayern are now tied with Dortmund at the top with 20 points, 9 games in. Dortmund still have a 3-goal differential lead on them, but you also have the likes of Leipzig 1 point behind both of them, making this title race very interesting early on in the season. Bayer Leverkusen beating Mönchengladbach. Both teams are now with that win, Bayer sneaked their way up to 9th, 2 points behind Mönchengladbach, making up some significant ground there. Hanover beating Augsburg in Augsburg. Hanover currently sitting in 6th. Augsburg dropping down to 10th with that result. And then coming into yesterday, FC Köln and Werder Bremen, the battle at the bottom, and neither team can walk away with 3 points. They're both taking draws. Köln still sitting on the bottom, FC Cologne with 2 points. They are 5 points away from the playoff battle and 6 points away from safety. Werder Bremen are 2 points away from that playoff battle and 3 points away from safety, so obviously both teams would have definitely loved to have any points there. Wolfsburg tying Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim dropping now to tied with Schalke for 4th place in the Bundesliga. Definitely losing some pace with those top 3 teams. Wolfsburg definitely will take the point though, getting themselves 2 points away from the playoff battle that Hamburg are currently sitting in, and 1 point away from Freiburg, who also shared the points with Hertha Berlin at home. Freiburg definitely in a relegation battle to take all the points they need, and Hertha Berlin just absolutely struggling. So looking ahead to the midweek, there are no Champions League or Europa League games. It is cup time around the league, which means there are some interesting games coming up, and we've got some interesting predictions for you guys. So this week, make sure you make the predictions with me. If you get more right than me, I will shout you out, and if you get over a 95%, then I will find a way to host you for the podcast. So first, we have MLS. Congratulations to the San Jose Earthquakes, who cemented their spot as the 6th place in the Western Conference. Congratulations to Portland Timbers and Seattle Sounders. Portland beating the previous top spot, Vancouver Whitecaps, to take number 1 in the Western Conference. Seattle Sounders getting themselves 3 points as well to get themselves a bye from the first round. Toronto FC and NYCFC got themselves byes in the Eastern Conference as well. So first game, let's go 3rd spot against 6th, Vancouver Whitecaps against San Jose Earthquakes. The Whitecaps dropped that last game, which definitely disappoints them a little bit, and San Jose coming in also needing results, but I do not like the way San Jose play. I have never really liked the way they play, and I will be picking Vancouver to win this one. Hopefully that happens. That game on the 25th in 2 days from now. Dynamo hosting Sporting Kansas City. Dynamo the 4th seeds, Kansas City the 5th seed. I like Kansas City to beat this one. Don't ask me why. I'm just going to pick them to beat that one. Definitely close game there. The Chicago Fire hosting the New York Red Bulls. Red Bulls are a very good team. They are very surprising. Bradley Wright Phillips up top. Kleshchin can still create, especially in the MLS. They've got a pretty decent goalkeeper. I'm going to pick the Red Bulls over the Chicago Fire. And then Atlanta United and Columbus Crew. Atlanta United, I absolutely love the way they play. I'm going to pick Atlanta United to win there. So those are the first 4 games for the prediction. So next up, we have the English League Cup happening the 24th and the 25th, Tuesday and Wednesday. Swansea hosting Manchester United. I think United are looking for a trophy here. I think they take this one with a win. Bristol City hosting Crystal Palace. Bristol City, let's check them out real quick. And let me pause the video so I can do that. All right, so Bristol City are in the championship, the second tier in England, hosting Crystal Palace, who've been struggling this year. I say Bristol City takes the win here. So we got United and we got Bristol City winning here. Leicester City at home against Leeds. I like Leicester City in this one. Man City keeps the train moving against Wolves, who I don't feel like have enough depth to compete there. Bournemouth at home to Middlesbrough. That's going to be a definitely interesting one. I think that one goes to replays, so I'm going to predict a tie from them. Arsenal at home to Norwich City. I hope Arsenal get a win. I gotta take them. I gotta take that all the way to the bank. Arsenal with the win. Chelsea hosting Everton. Chelsea, although their manager had some complaints about only having 11 players, I feel like that's just going to set a fire under them. Everton currently managerless, and without any direction, I don't see an interim manager coming in between Monday and Wednesday to help them go to Chelsea and win, so I see Chelsea taking this one. And then Tottenham hosting West Ham, who've been struggling all season. Tottenham takes another huge win on Wednesday. Copa del Rey got the round of 32 here, so Sevilla going to FC Cartagena. I see Sevilla winning this one. Getafe hosting Alaves. Give me Getafe. Real Betis beat Cadiz. Barcelona playing Murcia. Give me Barcelona on that one. Valencia beat Real Zaragoza. Numancia take the win over Malaga, who've been struggling all year. On Wednesday, we have Bilbao beating whoever Formentera is. Villarreal taking a win over Ponferradina. Celta Vigo and Eibar playing out to a tie. I think that's how it's going to go. Legunes, I love them. They're doing well this season. I'm going to take them over Valladolid. And then Atletico Madrid beat Elche. Real Sociedad win on Thursday over Lleida. Levante beating Girona. In that one, I see Espanyol taking this one over Tenerife. Deportivo will beat Las Palmas, very important game, and then Real Madrid will beat Fuenlabrada in their game. So those are all the games for Copa del Rey. And then finally we have the DFP Pokal. Oh, second round here. Definitely interesting. Definitely going to pick some winners here. So Leipzig and Bayern is the big one that stands out to me looking at this. I'm going to take... I'm going to come back to that one. That one I have to feel. Hertha Berlin, I say they will barely eke out a win over FC Köln, who both teams are in the Europa League. Both teams are struggling in Bundesliga, and both teams are still in the DFB Pokal, but I think Hertha Berlin take this one. Wolfsburg losing out to Hanover, who doing well this season. Dynamo Dresden, I think they go to Freiburg. I think they get a win there. Werder Bremen lose out. They finally drop out and concentrate on not being relegated in the Bundesliga, losing out to Hoffenheim. VfL Osnabrück taking on Nuremberg. Give me Osnabrück in that one. First round, if I remember correctly, Osnabrück was the team that knocked out Hamburg. Let me just find that here to confirm. Yes, 3-1 at home. So now taking on Nuremberg, who I don't think will put up as much of a challenge as Hamburg Hamburg did. So give me VfL Osnabrück there. Stuttgart are going to win. Give me, who else do we have here? What other interesting games? Eintracht Frankfurt with a win. Ingolstadt beating Greuther Fürth despite an impressive game from Julian Green. Fortuna Dusseldorf will lose out to Mönchengladbach. Bayer Leverkusen will beat Union Berlin. Mainz taking a surprising win, and then Dortmund winning at home. VfL Bochum will lose to Paderborn. And you know what? Give me Bayern. Safe pick there. So if you can remember all of those picks and you make those picks in the comment section below, I will not have them up in the Discord, too many to go, but you can go along, you can go back, you can comment on this podcast with your picks as well. I will look, and if you get them in before the Tuesday games, you will be entered in. And remember, you get more than me, you get a shout out if you win. And if you get over a 95% accurate prediction, I will feature you in the podcast. So that's the podcast. We'll see you guys on Friday, and look out as well. I think I'll try to get one out on the weekend, starting with my Tactics Explained. So we'll see you guys then. Peace.